disturbing facts that will probably disturb you even if you're not easily disturbed. Part 93. In 1987, 2 Chicago TV stations were hijacked by an unknown person in a Max Headroom mask, interrupting broadcasts with bizarre and still unsolved pirate transmissions. Here's the clip. Can you imagine being a child in 1987 and that coming across your TV screen? Even as an adult, I would be like, this is the fucking apocalypse. This is it. Judgment Day is upon us. And I'm going to hell. Ferdinand I of Austria, son of the last Holy Emperor, had to step down due to suffering as many as 20 epileptic seizures a day, which was exacerbated every time he tried to have sex, as he would have 5 seizures during intercourse. And now I'm wondering, was that the only time that you were having seizures? And were you just getting it in 4 times a day? If you smell something really bad, that's because particles of whatever is causing the gross smell is entering your nose and sticking to the inside of your nose. Really makes you think twice about entering a public restroom, does it not? If the sun exploded, it would take about 8 minutes and 23 seconds for humans to realize what had happened, since the sun is about 93 million miles away from Earth. As a matter of fact, the sun could have exploded already, and you were about halfway to an ashy demise. 16th century Swiss alchemist Paracelsus claimed to have created a homunculus, which is a tiny human, by placing a vial of semen in horse dung, burying the mixture for 40 days, and then digging it up and feeding his own blood to it for another 40 days. Call me a non-believer, but I don't think that was a homunculus you were feeding. I think it was probably a naked mole rat or something. The human body has about 60,000 miles of blood vessels in it, which is enough to wrap around the Earth more than twice. I was actually really surprised to learn that the Earth is only about 25,000 miles in diameter, and for some reason that just seems really super low to me. I do not suggest taking your blood vessels out to measure it because you would die. In 1945, a chicken named Mike survived a beheading. Instead of finishing the job, the family decided to keep it on as the family pet. They would feed the bird milk and water using a pipette and bits of grain and worm. The bird lived for almost 2 years before it choked, allegedly on a corn kernel, but it could have been mucus as well. There's varying reasons.
Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless?
Like this.
There's a radio station somewhere in Russia named The Buzzer that has been broadcasting cryptic codes since 1982. No one knows for sure where exactly it's based or who is behind the transmissions. The station broadcasts a short, monotonous buzzing tone at a rate of about 25 tones per minute, 24 hours a day. The buzzing signal is occasionally interrupted by a Russian voice transmission. In 2013, the station broadcast a unique message, which was Command 135 issued, which some believe was a test to put troops on alert. But I believe it's an American Ultra thing, and somebody around the world heard that message and then just started busting caps. Honey badgers are so aggressive that they've been known to get in fights with snakes, lions, and hyenas. Honey badger doesn't give a shit. In the 1600s, John French was an English alchemist who used brain matter for his concoctions, believing it would help him achieve eternal life. And it did not, because he is dead. The Judas cradle was a means of torture where the victim was forced to sit on a spike. Victims' limbs were then tied with ropes as they were lowered onto the pyramid-shaped wooden device until it penetrated their vagina or anus. Sometimes weights were added to the victim's feet to hasten the process. Postpartum psychosis can happen overnight. Although it only occurs in about 0.1 to 0.2% of women, it manifests within the first 2 weeks of motherhood. So that means that a mother might feel the desire to kill their newborn as soon as they wake up from delivery. On January 5th, 2021, Tom Mansfield, who is a personal trainer, accidentally overdosed on caffeine after he miscalculated the amount of powder he was supposed to use. The scales that he was using to measure the powder had a weighing range from 2 to 5,000 grams. The powder that he was attempting to weigh, which was, I'm assuming, a pre-workout powder, had a recommended dose of 60 to 300 milligrams. So basically, he drank the equivalent of 200 cups of coffee. The Mutter Museum displays various mutations, tumors, and anomalies of human anatomy. I want to see an anomaly of human anatomy? Thanks for watching.